Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I think one of the reasons that there's so many issues with drug pricing today is that it lacks the competitive aspects of a free market. And I think that's partly a function of just government interference over the years. Normally, you would have actors that the incentives would be to drive prices down. That would be the way a normal market work if you had competition out there. Regrettably, we don't. And so we're trying to build, on what I think is a foundation that is now very distorted in terms of where the incentives are. And one of the best things we can do, I think, is to bring transparency to that. I think the supply chain for prescription drugs is incredibly complicated and confusing to most people. The analogy that I can think of is the dairy program in the Farm Bill. Again, a policy that was put in place a long time ago that reflects a whole lot of government action. And if you did it today, you wouldn't do it this way. You wouldn't build the model for prescription drug supply chains today if you were starting over. And in some ways, a lot of ways, that probably makes sense. But we are where we are. And so there are some very notable policies in this bill that I think will improve access to community pharmacies, ensure patients have access to lower prescription drugs, and increase transparency in what is a very opaque drug supply chain. There are a couple of bipartisan bills that are in the modified mark. I appreciate the Chairman and Senator Crapo for including those. Strengthening Seniors' Access to Pharmacy Act would deter PBMs from steering patients to their own affiliated specialty pharmacies and provide increased transparency of PBM practices. And secondly, the PBM Reporting Transparency Act would ensure Congress has data on PBM practices and the effect on patients' out-of-pocket spending and pharmacy reimbursement. I wish we hadn't moved as quickly. I've shared that with you because there are other policies that I think fit in this bill, but we just lack the technical assistance from the agencies or CBO scores. But I know I've talked with Senator Crapo and with the Chairman Wyden about that, and I hope that we can continue to work together to include some of these policies that didn't make it into today's mark, but which I think makes sense in terms of the policy that this legislation is trying to achieve. So I look forward to moving the process forward. Thank you.